know what you mean when women say diamonds are the girl's best friend, eh?
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
Taylor, just show it to this camera.
Could you hold it there?
Yeah, really up close to the camera.
Hold it
up to the
towards
camera. That's it.
I hope my fingernails are
Hang on a minute.
Hang on, that's good.
More forward from your face towards me, if you will, with your hand. Fractionally over there.
I mean, people got so frightened about it because it's so remarkable. Gem, have you seen it?
Just now.
It's a work of art. It really is an extraordinary piece.
Dad always needed to have someone, a woman, usually. It was hard for him to be alone. And I think it would be one thing to have a woman who would basically take care of him, look after him in a very kind of pleasant, calm relationship with. But Elizabeth was used to the same thing as well.
The only thing that worries me about it is that the lady for whom it was bought was called Vera Krupp. And she left her husband after 6 months of marriage with the ring. And if Elizabeth leaves me in 6 months, I'm joining the ring. That's all I can tell you.
She was used to having a guy there who would take care of her and who would be very... And I think that they both wanted these things from each other, but they couldn't really provide them for each other.
George?
Yes, love?
Why don't you want to kiss me?
Well, dear, if I kissed you, I'd get all excited. I'd get beside myself, and then I'd have to take you by force right here on the living room rug. And our little guests would walk in, and, well, what would your father say about that?
Oh, you pig.
Oink, oink.
Fix me another drink, lover.
My God, you can swill it down, can't you?
Well, I'm thirsty.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, sweetheart, I can drink you under any goddamn table you want, so don't worry about me.
I gave you the prize years ago, Martha. There isn't an abomination award going that you haven't won.
You know, it was one thing when they were both sober. But then, of course, Elizabeth had a drinking problem as well. And pills. I mean, Dad had never did the pills. To that extent. Although I know with painkillers, I think that he really did get quite used to having those all the time when his back was so awful for all those years.
My baby, I did it all for you. I thought you'd like it, sweetheart. It's to your taste, blood carnage and all. I thought you'd sort of get excited, sort of heave and pant and come running at me, your melons bobbling.
You have really screwed up, George.
Oh, come on,
I mean
Martha.
it, you really have.
You can sit around with the gin running out of your mouth. You can humiliate me. You can tear me to pieces all night. That's perfectly okay. That's all right.
You can stand it.
I cannot stand it.
You can stand it. You married me for it.
I mean, I find anyone that lives like that is, first of all, not living. It's all a big joke. It's all right to have a joke once, but I mean, to have it continue for that long, I found totally obscene. I mean, people starving all over the world, and this, I mean, who the hell lives like that and buys all that? I mean, I just think it's revolting. In the meantime, there are people that are breathing and in need of other things. But you see, I don't think Richard was capable of giving other things. I mean, that, I feel, finally was the problem. I don't think he understood what friendship was about, or love, or care really was about.
He had this great eruptive talent. I mean, when he was a kid, he erupted in boils. He also erupted in gifts. And this devil was thrashing him around. What was he to do with himself? What was it for? To be or not to be actually meant something vital to Richard Burton.
I tried with you, baby. I really tried.
Oh, come off it, Martha.
I really tried.
You're a monster. You are.
I'm loud, and I'm vulgar, and I wear the pants in the house because somebody's got to. But I am not a monster. I'm not.
You're a spoiled, self-indulgent, willful, dirty-minded, liquor-ridden...
Yeah, there was a second back there. Yeah, there was a second. Just a second when I could have gotten through to you, when maybe we could have cut through all this crap.
As things began to slip for him, in him, that the members of the group became, in his mind, interchangeable. That he just needed to be with people, but that who it was mattered to him less and less. I think that there are great dangers in acting, and that perhaps he
to some extent, fell into one of them, which was that he began to confuse seeming and being.